Welcome to DC Rebirth Watching the Watchmen guide. This video aims to help explain DC Rebirth to both new and old returning readers, or also people who might be a little bit confused about what's going on within the DC Comics universe in 2016 and 2017. DC Comics shook everything up in May 2016 when it released DC Universe Rebirth Special Issue 1. In the wake of the New 52 Superman's death, Kid Flash of the pre-Flashpoint universe arrives in the New 52 universe looking for Batman and the Flash's help. Along with Wally's return comes a number of other things that begin to change the universe for the better or worse. The Justice Society must be found, Saturn Girl of the Legion of Superheroes must be rescued, and Ryan Choi must venture into the microverse to rescue Ray Palmer. While Wally makes his way into the New 52 universe, Pandora, the avatar of the New 52 universe, is murdered gruesomely in an alleyway by some unseen force who is also tampering with the timeline. Wally isn't the only pre-Flashpoint universe character currently hiding within the New 52. Superman of the pre-Flashpoint universe has been hiding out within the New 52 universe since its beginning, having had his family sent to its beginning by Telos at the end of the event Convergence. Followed by the mysterious Mr. Oz, Clark is told that he and his family are not what they think they are, and neither was the New 52 Superman. Wally West eventually contacts Barry Allen, the Flash currently, who remembers who Wally is, even though he never existed in the New 52 universe. Upon remembering who he is rescued from the Speed Force by Barry. Wally tells Barry that someone was responsible for changing the timeline, resulting in heroes having their lives changed forever, as well as their legacies erased. As Barry learns his life isn't all he thought, Batman makes an incredible discovery within the Batcave. The comedian's bloodstained badge. To him it means nothing, but to us the reader it implies massive consequences. On Mars, Wally's watch, thought lost, is recovered by an unseen force, which repairs it, showing its face tick closer to midnight. Along with the comedian's badge, a few early events seem to indicate that Watchmen's Dr. Manhattan is working actively within the DC universe, being the one that stole the 10 years from the pre-Flashpoint universe to create the New 52. Obviously, one of the most notable events that he had a hand in was the death of Pandora, whose death mirrors that of Rorschach's death in Watchmen as she is blown apart in a back alley on Earth somewhere. Wally isn't the only person to know that something is up with this universe, as Titan's villain Abracadabra, a time traveler who uses advanced technology from the future to simulate magic, knows of the future and of the being behind the time being edited. Abra also seems to imply that Wally is somehow responsible for the alteration of time in his future, but Abra is also aware of someone else who he concludes is the only one who could have conceivably edited time. This leads to the Titan member Omen discovering one word within the villain's mind, Manhattan. Putting two and two together can only mean one person. Dr. Manhattan isn't the only character involved from Watchmen either. Adrian Veidt, aka Ozymandias, is also confirmed to be involved in Rebirth as well, thanks to Dan DiDio and Jeff Johns hinting at it. We've possibly already seen him as well running around as the Mysterious Mr. Oz, whom first appeared in the New 52 Superman issue 32. Most of his time is spent observing both the New 52 Superman and the pre-Flashpoint Superman and his family. It also indicates that he may have helped train the New 52 Superman in the past. Following the New 52 Superman's death, Mr. Oz reveals himself to the pre-Flashpoint Superman, telling them that they are not what they seem, and neither is Lois and their son John. Mr. Oz hasn't just been watching Superman either, he has also begun collecting certain heroes and villains, notably Tim Drake, who is thought dead after an explosion took his life in Detective Comics issue 940. He has also obtained the pre-Flashpoint Doomsday, which he stole from the Phantom Zone in Action Comics 962. This brings up the most recent story events within Rebirth, Justice League vs Suicide Squad. Now on the surface you might not think a versus event would hold any clues to the larger DC Rebirth plot, but it almost certainly did, mostly with the reintroduction of Justice League villain Maxwell Lord. Lord is a very dangerous, very powerful psychic whom the Justice League in the pre-Flashpoint universe have tangled with on multiple occasions, leading to Wonder Woman killing him eventually. In the New 52, however, he was a very behind-the-scenes villain, controlling various spy organizations before using his knowledge and powers to break out the original Suicide Squad, which consisted of Lobo, Rustam, Emerald Empress, Johnny Sorrow, and Dr. Polaris. These villains only agree to be part of his team because he agrees to give them their deepest desires, as well as affecting them with his mind powers, effectively making them his slaves. Now, this might not seem like it does connect to the DC Rebirth story, but it does, as it is revealed that Emerald Empress, who is from the future, must get information on Saturn Girl, the Legion of Superheroes member trapped in the present timeline. It's also hinted at that Johnny Sorrow's mask has some dealings with the Justice Society of America, who Molly West said was lost and must be found. While it's not said or implied, Maxwell Lord almost definitely knows that something is going on with the universe or the world at large, and there is some larger being at work here. Elsewhere in the DC universe, Nathaniel Adams, the New 52 Captain Atom, has had his powers malfunction, throwing him back into the 1990s, where he lived a peaceful life powerless until the early 2000s, where his powers begin to flare up again and throw him into the year 2017. Probably the most interesting thing about this was that the powers seemed to be out of his control, and like there was some unseen force throwing him back to the year 2017, while calling him a time paradox. This brings us to the upcoming events The Button and Superman Reborn. The Button looks to team both Flash and Batman up as they begin to investigate the mysterious button found in the Batcave during the DC Universe Rebirth special. We don't know what forces will be hindering the Caped Crusader in the Scarlet Speedster, but I imagine Manhattan or other people who know of his presence, like Mr. Oz, will want the information the button garners. As for Superman Reborn, this event sees a prisoner of Mr. Oz escape from their confines and right into Superman's life. It also promises to answer the question posed to us in both Action Comics and Superman: who is the duplicate Clark Kent running around the universe? What is Superman and his family exactly? And what was the New 52 Superman? In a previous video, I theorized that both Superman of the New 52 and the pre-Flashpoint Superman were actually Superman Red and Superman Blue respectively, and will merge to create a quote-unquote proper Superman that fits into this universe. This is backed by the fact that the pre-Flashpoint Superman has been seen affected by a type of blue energy he gives us, as well as having the power to mysteriously super inspire people around him, creating blue energy off them as well. As I said before, only Dr. Manhattan and Ozymandias are confirmed to appear in one way or another within DC Rebirth, but at the end of Watchmen, some other characters were left alive, notably Dan Dreiberg and Laurie Jupiter, Night Owl and Silk Spectre respectively. By the end of Watchmen, both Dan and Laurie had taken up new identities in that of Sam and Sandra Hollis. I could see these characters maybe being referenced to, or maybe even becoming involved in Manhattan's plot, since they have had run-ins with him before. As DC heads into its second year in DC Rebirth, we will find out more about these characters and the questions left unanswered by the special, as well as some new and exciting questions creeping into the universe. Thanks for watching. Remember to leave a comment in the comment section below, or follow the links on screen now to other reviews or topic videos. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe for more weekly reviews and videos.